Hey guys, so I thought I would do this video. I don't know how to start or where this video will take me because usually when it comes to social media and even to people, I usually like to keep my personal life to myself just because it is personal. But I don't know, I just felt the need to do this video. So, I have been struggling with depression and self harm for a while. I think I first, had these feelings. I must have been around 14, and ever since then, I will have bouts of it. So I don't constantly have feelings like this. I will have bouts of them, but as as the years have gone by, they've gotten worse and worse. Like before, it would just be the depression and the self harm, but now I will be having suicidal thoughts as well. I remember, I think I must have been, I want to say 15, around that time, that I would be smoking weed to help ease the darkness that I was feeling. And come to thinking of it, going back to it, I don't think my friend was that supportive just because she knew the situation I was in, why I was smoking it. But because I would have brought it off her a few times. But instead of probably talking to me or talking about it or stopping me from using, obviously, the weed, to help, ease the pain that I was feeling, she would just, sell it to me. But as I was saying, I've been suffering it for a while, and as I said, it is getting worse. The reason why I, I, I'm not on any medication or anything for it, or I've not been to the doctor about it, and the reason why I haven't is just because I know people who have been on antidepressants before, and it sucks the life out of them. They're literally zombies, and I'd rather feel some sort of emotions, even if it is negative. I'd rather feel emotions than be a complete and utter zombie. At the minute, I am going through one of my bouts where I wake up in the morning and I just can't. In the middle of the day, I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. As it says, I'm having suicidal thoughts now. I, I just feel like my life can't get any better than it is. And obviously you'll get those people who will say that they'll say that stop like moping around. The comments that people don't seem to understand, that people will say them sort of things. And yeah, I can understand that obviously there's other people in the world are less fortunate than me, but this is just how I feel about myself. I just feel that I can't go on anymore, that it's just not going to get any better. I just have thoughts where I just want to get a knife and just slit my neck, or I just want to jump off a building, jump out my window. Now, I haven't self-harmed in ages, but I still have, like right now as I'm filming this video, I have the urge just to completely self-harm now. Now, as I said, I've not done it in ages, but I will always struggle, and I will always have that feeling inside in the back of my head to self-harm, like to burn myself, to cut myself, anything to you know, cause me pain. I am always paranoid half the time, like I always worry if people talk about me, like, for example, like people will say, oh, you're so quiet and stuff like that. Oh, you should talk more, stuff like that. But the reason why I don't talk anymore because I, I, I don't like social. If you know me already, you'll know that I'm quite a quiet person. I don't like social situations. I hate talking to new people. For example, at work, I completely freak out when they shove me on front. Like, when I have to, like, obviously talk to customers and stuff, even if it's just like shouting out an order number and ask them if they want any sauces, that sort of thing. But for me, that just terrifies me. I will do it, but I will hate the situation of through it. I hate meeting new people. Another example would be when I did that charity boxing match, and all the people I did it with, they wanted to, go out for a meal. I think it was at Cosmos. Originally I was gonna go, and then I realised a lot of them were bringing people, obviously, that I didn't know. They were bringing their partners, and I just freaked out, and I was like, I just said, I can't make. To be fair, I could have made it. Like, it wasn't like I didn't have any money or anything like that. But the idea of meeting people I didn't know just freaked me out, and I was quiet anyway around them anyway. I'm a quiet person, but I'm just paranoid all the time of like what people think or what people think of me. Like if whatever I say would they then think, oh, she's weird or something like that. That just social interaction terrifies me. Um, Even like a conversation on a telephone terrifies me. Like to phone a doctor to make a doctor's appointment, or to phone this to make an appointment or anything like that. It takes me about half an hour, 15 minutes to just compose myself and actually, like, I'm so grateful that Domino's and Pizza Hut, you can just order online. Like, as simple as that. Like, I just don't like it. I'm just paranoid. I just really paranoid about things like that. Like, at the minute, I am on the low. At the minute, I'm just hating my life so bad. I go to work and I'm thinking, what am I doing? Why am I working here? I hate this job so much. You know, my life has literally amounted to nothing. What is the point? Like, what is the point? I have a tattoo on my wrist. I'm not sure if I've actually shown you in the video, if you've seen it in a video before, and it says love on it. And the reason why I got this tattoo was as a sort of like a part of a recovery to do with self-harm. I thought maybe if I stuck, a tattoo where I'd usually self-harm, that it would stop me, from doing it. And just a reminder to love myself. It did help for like a couple of months, but then I would just do it somewhere else on my body. So I remember when my mum actually saw marks on my wrist, and she waited for my dad to get home from work before she even talked to me. And I remember that I made an excuse saying that I fell over, and at first she didn't believe me. She was like, who falls over like that? If you fell over, then it wouldn't, make that, sort of markings. And I was like, well, I fell on gravel. I made all these excuses. Either way, they brought it, and I think the one thing that like just made me feel even bad about myself was when my dad was like, oh, thank God, I thought we had a crazy person as a daughter, something along those lines. And it made me feel bad, and then I was like, that is it, like, I'm not, I'm not ever telling anybody. And I think if you're a parent and obviously you're worried that your child is, self-harming or like depressed or has a mental illness, it's important not to say things like that. The best thing you could say is obviously, if you have any problems or if you're worried, then speak to me. Saying something like that obviously just doesn't help the situation at all. It was only recent that I came out that I was struggling with depression, self-harm and social anxiety. Was on Instagram. I did a post, and that was after I did this whole charity boxing thing, because during that journey that it just made me feel a lot happier about myself and how I was carrying on with boxing, because it made me feel happy. And I explained, even though I wasn't I wasn't what you call your Mayweather, I still was doing it because it made me happy. And I think the one thing to take away from this is, do whatever makes you happy, do whatever that will help you. The one thing that is stopping me from ending my life, well, not completely, as I said, I'm still struggling. I'm like on a nice edge here, but the one person that's most of all stopping me from just ending it all is my brother. Like, that may seem cheesy, but like, we will argue. Like, what brother and sister will argue, but he has like a lot of problems. He has autism, or he's registered as having autism spectrum. I know I've argued in the past saying that he doesn't have it. He's just behind when it comes to learning and stuff like that. But I will always stick up for him. And I remember my mum always likes to remind me that when I was younger and my brother would get told off, and if my brother got told off and he started crying, then apparently I used to start crying. If you're wondering, my brother is younger than me, which is so weird, the fact that I used to cry when he used to get told off, and he'd start crying. I would start crying as well, and how I used to always like stick up for him, which is really weird when I think about it. But like, we as I said, we just I just stick up for him like so much. As I said, we will have our arguments, but I will always love him, and I know he loves me as well, even though sometimes he has a funny way of showing it. And I can't bring myself to think how upset my brother would be if I was not, like, if I just suddenly be not if I would suddenly not be there anymore. Like, and that's like one thing you should always think about, is you like you're not like there's always somebody like who loves you, even though you feel that there's no one, like you feel that you're alone, and that you can't talk to anybody, or you just feel that you're just on your own. There's always somebody there that loves you, and all you have to think about is, how would they feel if suddenly you had gone? Because like, how upset would they feel, and how much sadness they'll feel if you end it all. Like, what they'd be thinking, like, they would probably blame themselves, and they might, you know blame themselves. If you are in a situation where you've had enough, I would I would say is just do something that makes you happy. Um, remember, it, this is hard. I this is a hard video for me to do, and I know it's hard for somebody who is suffering. But all I would say, as I said, that I've not gone. I'm doing this all by myself. I'm not, going to any doctor or anything like that, which I know people would say, that's I just don't want to go on antidepressants. That's one of the main reasons why I will not go to a doctor. Second of all, I'd rather not go into a mental health facility either, because I've heard horror stories with them. I'd just rather do this on my own. As I said, if you are suffering, just always think about the people that you live with, or even if it's not the person you live with, or even think about friends and the people around you. What would they like? How would they deal with it? Like, if you'd suddenly been not anymore, like, think like how would they feel if you had gone? That's how I think about with my brother. Like, he would be so devastated. Like, just do things that make you happy as well. Like, if you're just going through that phase, or you're having that moment where you just want it to end, like, phone a friend or somebody and just have a conversation. You don't even have to mention what you're going through. You could just have a conversation, or hang out with the person, or go see a movie. Just try and do something to try and, like, take your mind off it. I know it's only a temporarily fix, but